Hi, Fashion Dolls. It is February 17th, and welcome to an all new episode of Girl Let's Talk. It's been a minute since I revived the show and brought it back. I'm super excited about today's show. We have some amazing ladies that will be joining me on the panel today. We have five amazing black women. And the first one that will be joining me, I see our girl Kendra is here. I see our girl Dion is here. We're waiting on Alexandria and also Michelle. We're going to be talking about colorism, misogyny, and so many things that affect us as black women in the industry. Whether it's fashion, Dion, whether it's being a news anchor, a newscaster, or an actress, Kendra, or whether it's being an actress, Alexandra, Kendra, as well as Michelle. And I'm going to be giving it from the journalism standpoint. So welcome to Girl Let's Talk. We're waiting on the ladies to get here, and then we're going to start this panel. Let me share this live. Welcome, Fashion Dolls. Welcome, welcome, welcome to an all-new episode of Girl Let's Talk. So, we know that March is Women's History Month, and I've seen Monique and Keke Palmer speak out on issues that affect us as black women. So we're going to be talking about it. I'm going to pass the microphone around, and these ladies are going to give their experience here. We're all going to give our experiences in the industry from our standpoint. So we're just waiting on the other ladies to get here. Let me share this live in the women's group so that we can get these ladies here. And we're going to get this panel started as soon as everyone gets here. I hope you guys are all doing wonderful today. I'm feeling excellent. I hope you guys are too. I'm super excited about today's show. We're going to be talking about some things that go on within the black community, but from the woman's standpoint. All right, we got Michelle, we got Kendra, and we got Dion. So we're waiting on Alexandria, and we're going to rotate. All right, so I'm going to add Michelle. You guys have seen Michelle on the show. I'm going to add Dion, and then when Alexandria gets here, we can rotate. So yeah. Welcome, welcome, welcome.
Well, hi. How are you, Miss Phoebe?
I'm doing great, girl. How are you?
Oh, I'm just fabulous. You know what we do. Fierce fabulous every
That's
day.
right. Let me add Dion and Kendra, and we're going to get this started. And if Alexandria gets here, welcome, Dion.
Hi.
Hello.
Welcome, welcome. All right, and we're waiting on Kendra. It should add Kendra in a minute as well, too. And it's gonna divide up. So when Alexandria gets here, we're gonna rotate. So,
Okay.
all right. In the meantime, between time, we broke it down on what we're gonna be discussing. And I know Kendra has to be out before 6:30. There she is. Welcome,
Hi.
welcome. How are you?
Fine.
Welcome, welcome. All right, so we have the beautiful ladies here, Fashion Dolls, and we're going to get right into this conversation. So the first point that we're going to talk about is the angry black woman narrative. And I want all of us to go around and talk about it. I heard Monique, and she was doing an interview with T.S. Madison yesterday, and she spoke out about the angry black woman narrative, about, how whenever black women, whenever we speak out on something, we get labeled as the angry black woman. Oh, she's difficult to work with. She's aggressive. Oh, she's bitter. She's this, she's that. She's angry, and all of these things. So going around the table, for me, how I feel about it, because I'm so vocal. I'm a Scorpio. Dion has known me for a very long time, and she knows me from across the street. So y'all know what Miss Stevie gives. I've been very vocal and outspoken for a very long time, and speaking out on issues that affect black people in general, and not just black women. So if it's me being bitter or angry, I'll take that. I will gladly take that with a grain of salt. But we can't stay silent, because when we stay silent, we see what happens. We get gaslit, and we often get pushed to the side and discarded. And I'm going to use this as an example. Gabrielle Union on America's Got Talent. There was stuff that was going on behind the scenes, and she woke it up. And I say this as an example because whether it's our hair, whenever we speak out about our hair, or we're just celebrating our beauty, what the beauty of what makes us a black woman, changing our hair up or doing things that black women would normally do, we get called out on it. And I think it's a problem in the industry. And I think that we definitely need to continue to keep our foot on the industry's neck and continue to call out misogyny and things like this. But the angry black woman narrative, it's getting old, it's getting redundant. And shout outs to Angela Rye. She put up a post on her page and it says things that black women are tired of hearing. So I'm gonna go down the list here. I posted it on my page. Shout outs to Angela Rye because she called it out. Things that black women do not want to hear in 2022, period. And I'm gonna go down the list. Can you lower your price? Dion works in fashion. We both work in fashion. She designs and she does things. So expecting black women to take less than what they deserve are already being paid significantly less. Okay. The next one is, what about all women? We're all the same. All women do not share the same levels of discrimination or privilege. Look at the panel. We're black women here. So we already know who's going to get the privilege, and it's Becky with the good hair. You have to be mixed with something. No, we really don't. And in case you don't want to know, black is beautiful in your own right. Black is beautiful. You don't sound or act black. So when I talk educated, how am I supposed to sound? Another one is the angry black woman narrative. You're angry, you're aggressive. And I know the ladies are burning to get their thoughts in. You're angry, you're aggressive. And then she just posted a meme at the end like, yeah, it's a vibe.
Yeah.
Okay, so going around the table, who wants to go first? Dion, Michelle, Kendra?
I'll jump right on in there. You know me. So, it's a matter of this, Stevie, and I think everyone can agree, is that we're always policed on everything. I mean, it doesn't matter. Your hair, your clothes, your body, your tone. So it is old. Now when people tell me that I'm bitter, I say no, I'm passionate and I'm spirited. Just like they said about our other counterparts. Just because I feel like I'm able to, and I should take up for myself. I should speak, I should be able to be vocal about you belittling me, about you berating me, and you disrespecting me. There is nothing wrong with you as a female being just that, proud to be one, being passionate about it, and not giving a damn about how somebody feels or thinks that you're bitter about it. We have nothing to be bitter about except for the fact that we continue to be policed on everything. And so for me, and I think all of us can agree, I'm with you, Stevie. I'm the one that calls you out. If I feel as if you need to be called out about it. But one thing about me, I can say, I've worked on myself so much because we were conditioned to be quiet, really, and not to speak. I worked on myself so much that I know how to manage and I know how to make somebody treat me the way that they should. I know how to handle the situation without it appearing that I'm bitter. I get the, if you want to call it, I get the label of snotty, snob.
Yes.
That she is nice, nasty. Well, I'll take that too.
Or diva, or the B word, and I mean.
Well, but that's the thing about it, is that sometimes that's all you have as a female. If you want to, I guess, capture all of this energy into one label, then that says just a lot about you, as you know what I'm saying, the person that is saying these things to you or trying to deflect that onto you. It just says a lot about the origin or the source. I really try to guard my energy. I really try to guard anything or anyone that feels like they're going to manage Michelle Shaay or handle Michelle Shaay the way that Michelle Shaay, is not comfortable with. So, the bitter woman narrative is a myth. That was my whole point in saying that. The bitter woman narrative for black women, is a myth. Typically, when we are pissed off or we're mad, it's a good reason for it. And so I'm going to jump off my soapbox right here.
And someone said that, and when it pertains to the B word, shout outs to Yala Van Zant. She said it means being in total control of yourself. So we as women, we have that right to stand up and say, okay, enough is enough. We know how the industry is, and we know that men are going to get more pay, are going to get more pay, and they're going to get more privilege, and they're going to get more access to things that we as women of color, as Black women, we're not going to have the access to. And that's just how the industry has been for years. And I thank God for Monique for being able to speak up and say, okay, hold up, this isn't right. I thank God for the likes of Taraji P. Henson and a Viola Davis who said, pay me what I'm worth. If you call me the Black Meryl Streep, treat me like it. So that's just how I see it when it pertains to misogyny and the angry Black woman narrative. The angry Black woman narrative, I think is highly offensive to us because we have, like Michelle just said, we have every right to feel that way. Something has had to happen along the way. So Dion, Kendra, your thoughts? Hey, Sky.
I think when it comes to, I think the reason why we have the angry Black woman narrative is because we as women wait until the very last minute to say something. When if we nipped it in the bud in the beginning, we don't have to rise to that level of emotion. Working in the media now, transitioning from fashion into fashion media, um, I can't just fly off the handle, but I can't keep it in. So I have to figure out a way to be able to speak what is on my mind and speak my truth. But I have to do it in a way wherein it's like putting a salve on a wound, you know? If I come in like, you gotta listen to me and listen to me, I need to be heard. If you come at it like that, no, people just shut off. Oh, she's yelling. Oh, she's angry. If you just wrinkle your nose up a little bit, it turns people off. So what we have to do in order to get what we want, which is to be heard, then we can't wait until we get to that bubbling point. We can't get to that point because then I was born on the 23rd, so Scorpio Sagittarius, it is real. It is real, okay? So I had to learn how to not cut someone right in the beginning, but that was because I figured out taking inventory, healing myself and understanding if I don't speak up sooner, then we don't have to get to this point.
True.
If I wait and I just let it build and build and build, then eventually I'm going to blow up. So that's just what I've learned in counteracting the angry Black woman. Because any woman that's in a power position is going to be, instead of being aggressive or a go-getter, she's angry. She's, uncontrollable. She's emotional. They use those type of words in the industry. So what we have to do is right in the beginning when it happens. No, that's not how you're going to treat me. And I understand you didn't know, but now that you do. So that's how I handle it that way. So then they're like, you know what? Maybe I will take a step back and be a little careful next time I encounter a woman because she's going to react that way and she's going to let me know right from the beginning. We are teachers. As women, we are teachers. That's what we do. So we have to teach them even when they're older to no, that's not the way I'm going to be treated. So that's just how I look at it. To sort of counteract so I can get what I need, because at the end of the day, it's all about me serving the men in the industry. Sometimes you got to pop them on the hand and let them know, no, that's not happening over here. I don't know where you came from, but that's not happening over here. Don't let the face fool you, Playboy.
Right, exactly.
Right. So that's how I deal with that.
Right.
Kendra, your thought?
I just think that angry Black woman is a negative stereotype that's attributed to black women just to put them down, just like other stereotypes to put black people down. It's not right. I mean, like, you can be angry and not be an angry black woman, just an angry woman, just an angry person, rather, you know?
Exactly.
It's stupid. It's really dumb. That's, yeah.
And when a man does it, and we're not man bashing here because I know there's men watching this interview, because I get a lot of that. Oh, she's putting down the black man. But I mean, I have two male co-hosts. I have Johnny and Marco. Shout outs to them. So they understand completely where I'm coming from, and I have to let them know, no, it's nothing against you. It's just the bad men. The good men, y'all are okay. We can leave y'all alone. Y'all don't bother, y'all don't do nothing. But we're talking about the men that are misogynists out here, that are colorists, that don't want to see a black woman in power. And I can use some, when we come to politics, Stacey Abrams. We've seen how in Atlanta, these men treated this woman. And I would say colorism has something to do with it. And I would also have to say misogynoir has something to do with it as well, too. Misogynoir is the discrimination of black women, saying that our features are more masculine, or we're more aggressive, or we're more angry, i.e. Michelle Obama, i.e. Serena Williams. Those are the perfect examples of that. So yeah, I would have to say misogynoir takes a turn when it comes to that, but they're not used to seeing a woman in power, especially a woman as president. No, they never in a million. They don't want it to happen. They're not ready for change. Some people are stuck in that mindset of, oh, this is a man's thing, not anymore. Times are changing, and that just goes to show you, because our vice president is a black woman. She's a female. So, you know, men, they get pretty irky when they see a woman in power, and it's just like, you can't handle a strong woman. So it's like, if you can't handle me at my best, when can you handle me at my worst? It's like, be damned if you do, be damned if you don't. Oh, Alexandria is here. Okay, we're gonna rotate. Who wants to rotate?
I'll get out.
Okay, Dion is gonna come back. So we're gonna rotate. Alexandria, we are on the angry black woman stereotype. That's what we're talking about. Ladies and gentlemen, Alexandria Monet. She is a fresh new face, new actress. I've interviewed her, Michelle. Kendra, this is the first time here. Dion as well too. Welcome,
Hi,
welcome.
ladies.
Hello. Hi.
Come on, Neon Yellow. Yes, she just came in here like a bright ball of sunshine. I'm living. Welcome, Alexandria. We're talking about the angry black woman narrative. And we kind of talked about this when we did our interview, but we're going a little bit deeper. We're talking about women that are in power. You know, when it's like, okay, a woman that is going for a political position, like so we talked about Stacey Abrams, and her wanting to do the groundwork and run, you know, get up there to become president and things like that. And I said that the world wouldn't be ready for a woman as president. And I mean, they've already given some slack to Kamala Harris. They've given slack to any woman that is in power. And I'm just like, the question that we have to ask ourselves, ladies, is like, when is it ever going to change? It's like, you want a man to be in control of things, but when can we have our say so? When can we run for president? When can we have careers in power? Women, we do have careers in power that are CEOs of companies and networks and things like that. But when it comes to politics, then why not give a woman a chance to run for a president or things like that? It's been men. Every president that we've had from Obama, the list has been men. So
I think that's only because, you know, the quote saying this is a man's world, not a woman's world. But I feel like in this generation, me specifically, I feel like it's changing because a lot of black women are coming forward. Like, I can't think of her name off bat, but the woman that she's like, I think like the co-producer or of Power. She's like, who else? I can't think of nobody. Y'all help me.
I didn't want to jump in.
No,
I didn't want to jump in.
Go ahead.
Right.
Because Michelle here is a producer, Alexandria. She's not only an actress, but she's a producer too. And Michelle,
Awesome.
from your standpoint as a producer,
Mhm.
like Alexandria just said, what's your take on this? You know, when it pertains to men and power. I mean, yes, we're the woman, we're the producer,
Mhm.
but you don't give us credit. You don't even really acknowledge us or put us on the forefront.
They
So
don't.
what
Well, you know, I'm sorry.
Go ahead.
Or you, oh, no, I was just gonna say, just to kind of piggyback on what you're saying, Stevie, about men. I've always said it's like some type of underlying discrimination against estrogen.
Mhm.
You know, it's almost as if just because you happen to be a woman, it equates estrogen to emotional, and emotional means unstable, and unstable means not competent, and not competent means, and it just goes on, and not competent gives you the misogynistic viewpoint of me, because I am just looked at as a baby maker, or that I am just looked at as your companion that should be seen and not heard.
Right.
So, and to be honest with you, our situation goes so much deeper than we like to talk about. It's a very uncomfortable conversation. A lot of all of this and this is my opinion, that we deal with, it still stems from conditioning back in slavery.
Yeah.
I still believe that a lot of the conditioning has come from that feeling of, well, if I didn't have control then, I still don't have control now, and that you weren't allowed to have control. So if I'm a man, I'm going to beat up on the person that I think is the weaker sex, which is unfortunately us,
Right.
our black, you know what I mean? And it's unfortunate because we are the ones that, as we know, we got their back. We've got their back. We want them to be, just as successful as we want to be successful. And there's nothing wrong with that. I think a lot of it, though, to be honest with you, is a power struggle. It's a power struggle, and it's a fear, which is weird about us taking over. Like, we don't want to take over. But we do want, what's rightfully ours.
Right.
You do want your place. If you do want your place at the table, you do want your rightful position, whatever that rightful position is.
Right.
And everyone has, the right to feel respected, no matter what industry it is. And I think that we all have to just delve a little bit deeper in trying to be the better person, and having these uncomfortable conversations to maybe find out, what is really the underlying cause, or the root cause, of you being so fearful of a female being the one at the helm of anything. It's a little bit, I think, of both of maybe self-esteem issues that some men have. We talk about men overcompensating sometimes. You've heard that before,
Mhm.
that
the
men can
male ego
overcompensate.
is a very fragile thing, girl. And
Exactly. So if you're not sure, confident about yourself, and you're not sure of yourself, and you have to overcompensate for that, and you happen to see a beautiful black woman that seems to have it all together, it makes you feel a certain kind of way. And that's all that it is,
That's a fact,
It makes you,
because I've dated guys where, okay, from an actor standpoint, I've dated another male actor, and they've made it to where, like, oh, since you're doing the same thing, like, we're competing against each other. How are we competing against each other? I'm a woman, you're a man.
exactly.
That's
Right.
crazy to me. Like, and
Exactly.
I find myself, like, surrounded by people sometimes who want to compete, especially men, and I'm just like, what is the competition? Like, my strength level is different, my stamina is different, like my facial features, my body build is totally different from yours. Everything on you is way bigger than it's on me, and it's always a thing of oh, I got to compete with her because she might be better than me, or she might, you know, do this like way different than I do. Or I might not bring my A game the way she bring her A game. And why does it have to be that? Like, why can't we just work together and hold the door open for each other?
Right, exactly. Right. And I've always said that, like, meet each other, you know, and have a happy medium. Meet each other, you know, even more than halfway. You know, I might actually be the one that can assist you in being greater than what, you know, than what you are and what you want to be, if you would just allow the egoness to just, you know, dissipate. You know, it's really not necessary at all. And again, this is not a male bashing session, just so, you know, we piggyback on what we were talking about earlier, because we love our Black men, especially me. You know, I told you earlier in the other interview that a good, transparent Black man is like nothing else in the world. That's what you want. That's who you want on your team. That's who you want on your team, and that's who you want as your partner. You know, and that's something that they have to be more open-minded about going forward. I mean, we're in the 21st century. My God, is it going to take like the 30th century until we, you know, understand that it's just about being collective. It's a collective effort. You know, it's not a woman pitted against a man. It's not a man pitted against a woman. It's not like that. We are to collaborate, and we are to nurture, and we are to partner. And that's just the way I feel about it.
I feel like sometimes
I have to leave right now, ladies. I'm sorry.
Yeah,
thank you for having me.
You're so welcome. You're so welcome, and we definitely love to have you back again.
Nice to meet you.
Of course.
Nice to meet you.
You too. Good night, ladies. Have a good night.
Be safe.
Thank you.
All right, we're going to bring Dion back up. Is Dion still in here? Go ahead, Alexandria.
I feel like a lot of the reasons why men find us very threatening or like treat us the way they treat us is because even in our community, some Black women don't know how to treat Black women either. Like, it's like we're competing against each other too. And I feel like, you know, I was watching this it's not a podcast. I think it's kind of like a podcast, but it's not. But it's with Beyonce's mom, Miss Tina. And she was doing she was like talking to Zendaya and her mom about like how, you know, instead of us competing against each other, why can't we help build each other up and hold the door open for each other so we all can get to the same place? Like, if we're all trying to, you know, go somewhere, why is it such an issue for you to help me get to get to the next step in my life? And like, why is it an issue for me to help the next person to get to the next step in their life? Like, it's too much of competition out here. Like, even in the film industry, like, everything is competitive, and it sucks sometimes. Like, but I mean, I don't know. I just don't know why it's like that, and it kind of blows me sometimes, because it's like, why are we like that? And we the same color. We might not be literally the same color, but we're all Black women, and it's like such an issue to see another Black woman doing way better than another Black woman. Like, I don't know what that's about.
I think it's because we're not looking at the bigger picture. Mm-hmm. We're looking at trying to fit into someone else's industry.
Right.
When we don't realize that we have our own.
Right.
Where two or more are gathered, okay? Don't make me preach now, okay?
Right.
But what I'm saying is,
exactly.
There is an industry, just like there's Black Twitter, there is a Black fashion industry, there's a Black film industry. We just haven't got together and realized, hey, we all do the same thing, let's work together, because we're all trying to compete inside of somebody else's world. So yes, it's a man's world, but who's man?
Right.
Right. And I think you make a valid point, and again, the underlying cause appears to go back to some form of phobia or fear. You know, that for whatever reason, you're going to get left behind. And that could be no farther from the truth, you know? It could be no farther from the truth. We all want the same thing. But if you've been conditioned to believe that for whatever reason you can't collectively work with someone who looks like you, who sounds like you, you know, who comes from maybe even the same background or seeds that, you know, the great seeds that we come from. And again, we were talking about colorism, you know, this skin tone, your skin tone, my sister down here, my sister up here. I mean, all of this should resonate with you and remind you of what we have overcome already.
Right.
You know, that we're so great that those that wanted to control us could not do it. That speaks volumes that we all have the power. We have power. And I think a lot of times we just feel like we have to give it away, you know, or be afraid of it. And I'm talking about, like, you know, we were talking about women competing with other women. Well, you know, that's not necessary. You may have some form of talent or strength that I don't have.
Mm-hmm.
And it may be the same thing for me, you know. And so if you reciprocate it and you develop it and you hone it, my God, you know, what what greatness can come from that. But if you don't want to, you know, stop being selfish, because a lot of times I think that's what it is too, a selfishness that some of us have, and sharing shine. You know, we hear that a lot. And sharing shine, you know, no one can diminish your shine or your star or your talent or your gift. You know, that's such bull. And I hate to curse, but it is. I want to say BS, but I mean, it's such
Yes.
It really is. It's a total urban legend. It's a total urban legend. Okay. And I just think that as we move forward in any industry that it is that, you know, you're feeling right now, for me, acting, producing, the writing, the storytelling, all those things, you know, use your platform, but also bring someone with you.
Mm-hmm.
That's been my whole thing the whole time. Bring someone with you. That's the way that you pay it forward. That's the way that you know, build your community and your strength. That's the way that, you know, you break down barriers and walls between you and a female, between you and a male, that, you know, that might not be such a great relationship or rapport there. But if you show, you know, you have to lead by example. You know, we can't just throw it out there. There is work to be done. You know what I mean? It's not just a conversation, it's actual action. So for me, I've just been really very, you know, proactive and always trying to bring someone along with me, you know, or if I need help, or, you know what I mean? I'm going to ask, you know, I'm not going to be afraid to ask and approach, you know. I might know that you can't stand my guts, but I'm still going to approach you and ask.
That part.
You know.
I love what Alexandria said, which is, you know, about women competing in this industry. And Dion, you've seen it in the fashion industry. We've both seen it, how they, you know, the industry pit. There could only be one black top model. And y'all know where I'm going with this. Tyra Banks and Naomi Campbell.
Yes. I have friends who are models. Well, I have a friend who's a model, and she's dark skinned, and I love her chocolate skin. And she was she told me she tried to go out for New York Fashion Week, and the designer told her, "Oh, we already have like our ideal black girl." So I was like,
that's the beauty industry, baby. That's the beauty industry for you at hand. And this is how it was back in the day. So, you know, there could only be one black top model. And you had Naomi Campbell and you had Tyra Banks, who both can walk ways from New York to Paris to Milan to Rome to all of these places and cover high fashion magazines. And it's just like, okay, why is it enough room for both ladies to come?
Mm-hmm.
Even in
Right.
the hip hop industry, and I'm glad that Alexandria, because that's the first thing that came to my mind with the female rap artists out here. Oh, Meg is better than Cardi, Cardi's better than Meg, Meg is better than Nick. I'm like, y'all are pitting women against each other. And it's sometimes the males behind the scenes just sitting there and allowing this to be kind of like, okay, there's enough room for all of us to shine. Male,
Exactly.
female, together.
Exactly.
Y'all are,
Exactly.
igniting more fire for the competition for these women to divide.
Because men
And
are
again, like
petty.
I said, yeah.
Men are so petty.
I know, it's unbelievable. You wouldn't think that they were as petty as they try to say we are petty. Oh my God, they are incredibly petty.
Listen up.
They're right behind the scenes orchestrating on what's going on. So I mean, I wish it was that way. And I'm thankful for platforms like Dion's platform, Nubian TV
Hmm.
Fashion. I'm thankful for platforms like No Sugar, No Cream, which is a Black
Hmm.
woman-owned magazine, which is similar to Essence Magazine. Essence Magazine is all about empowering Black women.
Right.
This platform, Style by Steve, you get the male perspective because when I created the show, I said I was originally going to go with all women, but I've got so many requests, a high volume of requests from men
Yeah.
saying,
Yeah.
oh, well, why you got to go in? Y'all know how men are. Again, that's why I brought up that point when Michelle said, you know how the male ego is so fragile. Sorry, fellas, if you're watching this, y'all know it's true. But
It's so fragile. Like it's like
yes, that I've gotten so. But why you got to go in on the brothers like that? Why you got to go in on the brothers? So I'm just like, I can't give it from a male standpoint. So that's where Johnny and Marco comes in. They can give you that, and I can give the ladies speak for the ladies when I say, okay, Black women are not going to go for this,
mhm.
but they can give you
Right.
that. So I mean, it's like you get both sides, and we all come in the middle. That's what it takes to have a conversation within the Black community.
Right.
Is we all have to come together and have a conversation instead of like that.
And you
Yeah.
have to want to do it.
Yeah,
You gotta want to do it.
Yeah,
absolutely.
you have to. Exactly. You have to want to change. You have to want to affect change. That's the only way that you're able to, actually get the work done, you have to want to affect change, and my thing is, if think about the history, just the history period of Black women, it's incredible, when you think about our stories and how we have to, and which we still do, you have to create your own. You have to, look beyond trying to fit, as we talked about, being or fit into someone's paradigm, you know,
Assimilate. That's what they
yeah,
want.
just create your own, and then you'll see what I mean about the power that you thought you didn't have, that you probably never tapped even into, because I was guilty of that for a long time, not tapping into the powers that be and talent that you already have, and waiting for someone else to validate you. I think that's a big part of it too, is we feel as if it's not mainstream, or if it's not a specific thing that, and we're not validated by it, then oh well, it must not have value or worth, and that's not true at all. It's not true.
I
Vanessa,
think there was a story that one of the things that made me retire from sewing. So I've been sewing professionally since I was 12 years old. I'm almost 40, so I retired. And
You look great.
thank you.
You do.
And a reflection of your fine self. But I was in the South, and I approached a young lady on the street, and I said, uh, "Oh my God, you are absolutely gorgeous. If you could just imagine the most gorgeous, dark skin, I promise you in my next life I'm gonna be dark skinned. But if you could imagine the most perfect dark skin girl,
Right.
I mean just everything, her skin, her teeth, her eyes, everything."
Right.
And I told her how beautiful she was and how I thought she was beautiful. She said, "You you light-skinned bees make me sick. And I looked, because I'm in St. Lucia. I'm in St. Lucia right now, so I got like a tan. Hello, come on, melanin. Anyway, okay, I'm a bask in this right now, okay. But when I was talking with when she said that to me, I looked and I was like, she didn't even know who I was. She didn't know the position that I hold in the industry, how long she didn't know that I was a designer, a celebrity designer. She didn't know that I could put her on a magazine. She didn't know what I could bring to her. But the fact that she saw a light-skinned, light-eyed woman, she went bonkers and was cussing me out and everything. And all I could say, instead of me saying, well, no, I'm this and I'm that, and trying to get her to accept me, I just said, I apologize, and just let it go. Because I knew in that point it was something deeper than just me telling her that she was beautiful. So when I retired and I got with Nubian Television, I knew that I had a chance, that I couldn't just be in the situation. I had to come out of fashion so that I can be in media, because it's a matter of the mind, the projection. Why is it that we don't appreciate the bodies that we're in? Why don't we love wholeheartedly and love each other for what we look like and how we talk and how we act? So now being vice president, it's like I have an opportunity to change the mindset of Black people to love themselves, to show more people that look like all of us.
Exactly.
You know, multiple backgrounds, and to also be able to, instead of watching people nitpick and fight over that one position, I'm in a position where I could give everybody a job. I can give everybody can sit at the table. So the colorism thing it's going to take a long time to fix, but I believe that we can do it if we see more in a positive light. If we have these conversations, but it's not in a who looks better or judgmental or rating scale. If we get rid of that and just say, hey, you are a reflection of me. When you see me, there's a part of me inside of you. There is something in me. There's me in you. And I'm just a physical form of that. There's something, when I look at you, you are inside of me, and I have to appreciate everything that you are. And if there's something that I don't like, then maybe there's something in me that I need to fix, that I don't like. You get what I'm saying? So being with Nubian Television Network, I'm able to change that mindset and give people a different perspective to really honestly love themselves. But you have to see it. You have to see it before you can believe it, for some people.
Yeah.
Like one of the this girl I know, Jamira, in the comments, she was like, people never talk about the unnecessary aggression and the bullying light-skinned women got from dark-skinned women. So in high school,
we can't talk about that. People gonna get mad.
In high school, I was bullied for being light-skinned with nice hair, and I used to wonder like what did I do? I didn't understand like the context of the whole light skin, dark skin thing in high school, because I just, we kids, but as I gotten older, like you would see like darker women be like, oh yeah, you got that good hair, like my hair be getting nappy too, like it's not even it's not even how people really think it is. Just cause like if I flat iron my hair is silky. Like if I leave my hair curly long enough, it's gonna get nappy, and I have to use certain products to comb it out because it hurts.
Right.
Just like
exactly.
Yep.
Exactly.
That's crazy. Like
it's I've been called white as the walls. Because again, as a child, I was extremely pale, and from that day, I said, I'm going to do everything I can to stay tan. I just,
no.
I because of that, because of wanting to, because I was the lightest in my family, everyone was darker than me, and so I really had to learn to love me, because right now in this life, you are a light-skinned Black woman. So what you have to do is help other people. That's just help. But that's why I said it's just always hard when I encounter. It's almost as if I have to be a little bit more harder, because if I'm just being a woman, then I'm taken for weak or taken advantage of, and that's why I said don't let the face fool you. Okay. And my ex, he loved white women. Okay. But I have to let him know. I said, you do know that I'm Black, right? You do know that I'm Black. There's my heart is okay. I'm like Drake, okay? I'm like Drake, it's my heart. I'm dark. I'm it's there. And so I didn't understand that, yes, but he couldn't bring home a white woman. So so you have to deal with it's just so much. But those are things we can't talk about, because when you look at the scale as far as slavery, how we were held, even though we were still getting beat, you were still getting raped, you were still getting all those things. You just looked nice. You could wear nicer clothes. You weren't. You were in the house. That made you one step closer to that abuse from that side. So it was just a lot. Yeah. And like I said, I'm happy that I'm able to be a part of the change, because I couldn't just sit back and watch what they were doing to how they were abusing light skin and dark skin. Either way, if you're Black, it's only room for one.
My ex-boyfriend told me, he said, we was riding in the car one day, and he gonna tell me, see, that's why I don't date Black women, because y'all attitudes. I was like, but you a brother. Your mother's Black, your sister's Black, your nephews, whether they daddy white or whatever, they're Black. Like, all your family Black, and you criticizing me because you said something to me to bring my sassiness out of me, and then now, that's why I don't date Black women. But it's your fault.
But you know what? That's and you know it, just like we know. That's a scapegoat. That's just a scapegoat. Just period. It is, because guess what? Did you know that white women get mad too? Did you know that?
Yes, right.
I've had that conversation. I've had that conversation with so many people. Do you know that Caucasian women get mad too, and they're vocal? Well, understand. Again, we have a right to be opinionated, and we have a right to be able to tell you how we feel. Now, if I sit over there like a lump and not tell you how I feel, guess what? You have an issue with that too.
But
you will.
It's so hard, because this is
you have an issue with that too. And now, and you hit on a point too about the yellowness. Well, me too. Everybody, I think anyone who is considered light skinned or mulatto, which we hated that word, we still hate that word. Yes. You know how many times I've been called high yellow heifer in my lifetime? Do you know how many times I've been called high yellow heifer? And I didn't even know the person. But she just thinks she's this and she thinks she's that. Well, do I really think that? Because I didn't know that I thought that. I didn't know that I thought that. I actually didn't choose, to be this color, to be the shade that I am. But you know what? It goes even deeper than this. And you might be able to also agree with the colorism. I also have had the foreign colorism. When people think that when they think that I'm not American, I'm from another ethnicity.
Are you Indian? Are you
I've gotten that too. And it's going and I'm like, wow. I mean, you can tell they trying to manage you a little bit, handle you a little bit differently. Yeah. Well, where are you really from? I'm like, what are you talking about?
I'm from Atlanta.
Where are you really from?
That's what
where are you really from? And I guess they want me to go, I'm from Nigeria, or I'm from Kenya. And that couldn't be further from the truth. I'm from Atlanta. I'm an educated woman from Atlanta. That's the truth of it. I know that I have these gorgeous features that you can't get over. I understand, you know, but please know that's only because my ancestors, whomever they were some gorgeous kings and queens that were stripped from their land and brought here. And so, voila, here I am. You know. Exactly. So, yeah, I just, you know, it's just a matter of, like we talked about before, you know, it still starts with us, you know, as far as like how we're doing now. We're having this roundtable discussion about colorism, about misogynism, and all those things that prevent us from being the great people that we should be. And, you know, it shouldn't be one of those discussions that we continue to have behind closed doors. It's not gonna get solved that way.
Another thing I feel like is a really big topic is the fact that a lot of dark skinned women think that their skin tone is not beautiful, or it's not, you know, what's it called? Editorial.
Right.
When I tell you, my niece and my older sister is the only dark skinned one out of all my mama kids. She got 4 kids. She got 1 dark skinned one, and the rest of them are light skinned. I have a niece that's dark skinned and beautiful and chocolate, and she goes to a predominantly white school, and she always says, like, everybody wants to touch my hair. They ask me why my skin is so dark. They ask me all these questions about my skin and, you know, my color, and I don't know what to tell them. I tell them that you were born from gods and goddesses, and that your skin glow from the sun, and that your hair is like that because that's just your hair.
That's
like,
and that's microaggressions.
I don't like. That's one thing that I find like really disturbing is the fact that a lot of darker women find their skin tone not beautiful. I think it's beautiful. Can we trade places, please? Because
I'll take that one because I'm the absolute. Listen, I have no hatred towards my light skin sister. I don't. I believe that black is beautiful. And as black women, I know that we are the most oppressed in this country. And I'm glad that Alexandria brought the thing up about here, because that has happened to black women, light skin and dark skin, even in the fashion world. And beyond, you can attest to the models would get backstage. Yes, in the film industry too. They would not know how to manage or take care of our hair. They say our hair is unruly or unmanageable.
It's too coarse.
They don't know what type of products to use, or they probably won't hire someone to tint our hair. That's microaggressions. Ma'am, could you tone down the front of it? No, my hair is about. Maya Angelou said it. My hair is my crowning glory.
Exactly.
That's part of what makes me a woman is my hair. So the late great Maya Angelou said that. So when it comes to our hair, when it comes to being a black woman in general, my hair is a part of me. It's a part of my journey. It's a part of things that I've been through. That's microaggressions. And for years, black women have been told that you need to tone down your hair. You need to do this. When Viola Davis, and y'all seen it, Alexandria, Michelle, Deanna, everybody seen it, How to Get Away with Murder. When Viola Davis took that wig off, it was freeing. It was freeing. It was liberating. It was like, okay, I can appreciate the beauty.
Wipe it all off.
I'm just like, okay, she spoke to me right now, because me as a dark-skinned black woman, I didn't feel pretty. I didn't feel pretty. I've been called names throughout my high school years. And stuff like that and such. And I've just learned now I'm 28. I've learned to just embrace my beauty and help women embrace their beauty.
That's it.
You know.
That's it. Yeah. That's it. And that's what it takes. You just have to go inward and embrace every attribute about you. Any flaws that you don't like as well. Because I had to get over that too, you know, of feeling like you got to be so perfect, whether you're light skinned or dark skinned. You just embrace whatever it is that God has bestowed upon you. Yes, I have full fat lips. Yes, I have a pudgy fat nose. You know, yes, I have. Right, I have. You know, I have eyes like a doe. Okay. I know this. and I'm fine with it, you know. And that's the thing, you know, when you can embrace exactly who you are, you know, no matter what, then you have, to me, you've arrived. You've definitely arrived. I mean, for me, it was an entirely different mindset, you know. I mean, I have to, you know, I'll go ahead and tell you, people don't think that I'm closer to retirement, and a retirement age, than what I am. That's because it's all about mindset. You know, it's all about mindset. You know, you can't allow others to dictate to you where you're supposed to be. You have a rightful position in this world, in this life. We only get to do this one time. And I don't think people really get that. We say it a lot, but I don't think we get the fact that, guess what? We're not coming back.
Nope.
We're not coming back. You know, you've got to seize the moment, live the moment, and forget those who are naysayers, whether it's a guy or a girl, and who doesn't appreciate you. Get them out of your get them out of your aura. Just get them away. Just I'm telling you, just your life will be entirely different. I'm telling you, because I had to do it. I had to do it, you know. And you know, this has just been a great conversation. I just really appreciate, you know, you and this platform, Miss Stevie. I tell you that all the time, you know, and to meet two very powerful women down below as well, you know, that mirror me, that, you know what I'm saying? You know, we're the yellow, the high yellow heifers, you know, we understand, you know, that mentality that comes along with that, you know. We don't think we're better than anyone. We really don't. We don't think that, you know. Again, when you look in the mirror every day, it should just resonate with you, which it does with me, is that, you know, for whatever reason, at some point, you know, somebody decided to rape us, to denigrate us, and humiliate us. Mm-hmm. And this is the 21st century, and damn it, it's not going to continue. I mean, and that's what I tell myself every day. It's not going to continue, okay? It stops with me.
Thank God for Mary J. Blige for her hit single "Good Morning."
Yes,
because that it's empowering. That's the type of mindset that we need to have. Is "Good morning, gorgeous. You're beautiful. Yeah. You're black is beautiful." So when Dion said, "Okay, my melanin," that's the mindset the black women need to have. That we come in an array of hues, different hair textures. We're not all the same. We come from different lifestyles. We come from different things. Not all black women are the same, and that's what God has made this world so unique to be.
Exactly.
And not just black women in general, but black people as a whole. We're not all the same. Everybody is different. No. We have different hair textures, and that's what makes it so unique and distinctive, that it can't be duplicated. So when white women try to go and duplicate us, it doesn't turn out well in their favor. Like our features, our noses, our lips, our curves.
It can't crack.
Yes, black women, we can't be duplicated. We can't. We're one of a kind. We can't.
We are definitely that. We're definitely not one dimensional. I'll tell you that. We're definitely not that. We're not one dimensional. And you know, it's just like I said before. You know, if this is going to be all inclusive, it's got to be all inclusive. You know, make it that way and stop saying it. Let's do this. You know.
All right. Speaking of all inclusive, the last one, ladies, is misogyny. And we know this all working in this business and how the industry can be towards us. Oh, well, back in the day, it would be the man would go out and work, and the woman, like Michelle said in the beginning, the woman would stay home and take care of the kids and just pop out the babies and things. We're in the 21st century now, and there are some men who have that mindset, who say, okay, a woman's place shouldn't be here. You can't be in NASA. You can't be in politics. You can't be in sports medicine. You can't be in journalism or fashion. It's a man's world, like Dion said. And I'm so glad that things have changed nowadays to where women can have power and say, okay, I'm going to use Beyonce and Jay-Z as an example. We're both powerhouse sensations. We're both bringing in the bacon together. We're both performers. We both have a family. That's how it should be. not just,
Right.
oh, the man, I'm going to put my foot down. And this goes back to that slave mentality that Michelle was
Yes.
talking about
Mhm.
in the beginning
Yes.
of the interview. And that is, oh, what the man says goes. When he put his foot down, and I've seen that all throughout my childhood, is where men have the power in the household. The woman was told, you need to stay home and take care of the kids. Things are changing now. Women are changing their own oil. So
Mhm.
it's not this. And then to the men out here to say, oh, well, you mad because you ain't got no man. No, baby. We mad. We can be as mad as we want to. We can be mad as hell. Kimberly Lee said it in Diary of a Mad Black Woman. We can be mad as hell. And we can change our own damn all. So how about that? And that's
But
the thing about it.
the
They
thing with
think that
women,
we need
go ahead.
them.
The,
They think that you need them for something, but there is nothing wrong with being an independent woman.
right.
So you tell me I can't do this because I'm a woman. I can't change my own oil. I can't cook my own meal. I can't do all of these things. I need you to depend on. And that's not the case. So shout out to Kiki Palmer. She wrote a book, and the title, I'm about to just put it out there, is called I Don't Belong to You. I
Right.
don't belong to you, period. I'm not your property. I'm human just like you. We're both in this
Mm-hmm.
commitment together in a relationship as a whole, and we're going to make it 50-50. So you cook one day, I cook one day. It's not going to be just a woman doing all the work. So misogyny and patriarchy has been around for decades,
Yeah.
and it's so
Yes.
age, and it's still here, you know? So Alexandria, you was about to say something?
I was gonna say a lot of the women that say, "Oh, you mad because you ain't got no man," those be the women that really be unhappy with their marriages or their relationships, and they be the
Pick me.
ones
Yeah.
who don't know themselves and they don't love themselves enough to leave a
Mm-hmm.
situation to better themselves or uplift themselves and uplift the people around them. And I'm not saying that to down them, because I mean everybody goes through certain things at certain times, but you can't tell a woman, "Oh, you just mad because you ain't got no man." No, I just have standards.
Hello.
I have standards, and I put myself on a pedestal, and I'm not gonna allow nobody to put me on a pedestal below the one that I made for myself.
Right. You're aware of your boundaries. You know what you will accept and what you won't accept.
Right.
Right.
You're okay with being by yourself until that person that fits you fits you.
Mm-hmm.
Right, exactly. Right. But going back to what you said too, Miss Stevie, about the misogyny, that's really about power. I've always said that the root cause of that is power. Again, it goes back again to,
That
we
male.
talk about it all the time, the mental state. Again, because power equates to money, money equates to, me being able to guide you and tell you what to do.
Mm-hmm.
And again, it's a situation where you as the woman just has to know that you really do have more power than you really are willing to tap into. You just have to do it. I know I've said it before, but it's true. You've got to learn how to tap into it, and you can do it in a way where you don't ostracize your man or ostracize men. That's not good either. But my gosh, at the same time, dude, this is not happening. I have no problem saying that. Like, dude, this is not happening, and I'm gonna tell you why it's not happening. But I just want for all of us, no matter what it is that we're trying to accomplish or what we have accomplished, is just to be able to breathe. I think that's all we want to do is just be able to breathe. I know it sounds simple enough, but when you are able to just operate in this freedom, just operate in this type of liberated, moment where you don't have that misogynistic, attitude beating you up every day. I mean, it's amazing. It's an amazing feeling. And I'm so hopeful that a lot of my sisters that are seeing this all over or wherever they're watching, that, they will be able to experience that, if they haven't been able to do that they will experience that, that feeling of not having to be or needing to be validated, because it just goes back to that. That's all misogyny is. The validation that comes from someone who really doesn't even know you and doesn't really have your best interest at heart. They don't have your best interest at heart. if they're treating you that in that manner. And so you just have to recognize it, and you have to call it out, and and then make your move. And sometimes it means, definitely, like we talked about before, is cleaning house.
Mm-hmm.
It hurts sometimes, and you're disappointed about letting certain relationships go and certain people go. But if they're not serving you and they're not healthy for you, then maybe it's just time. It's time to do something else.
I've realized in this generation and the generations before, some women are afraid of their own power because they've never seen a woman or a woman around them be powerful to where they stand up for themselves and they say, like, no, they tell somebody no. And
exactly.
that comes from like having like generational curses. And I can honestly say that I broke mine, and I can't wait for all the other women to stand up and start saying no and start speaking their mind and speaking how they feel and breaking them curses, because it's time. Like it's just time.
When it comes to the
400 years. I'm sorry. Go ahead, Tia.
I was just gonna say with the misogyny, going back to that, hurt people, right?
Yeah.
So people who are not heard don't hear people. So with the misogynist that's going on, they don't hear your feelings or anything because no one heard them. Because they were taught, be a man, don't cry, don't this, don't that.
Mm-hmm.
And again, going back from what we learned from slavery and how women were viewed, the position of a woman was viewed to them. So then all we did as slaves was take on that ideology and make it and put it into our culture. And sometimes it works out, but when a man who is hurting or has not been taught the real position that a woman holds, then it's taken for granted. So again, being able to talk about it and not talk about it in a way where everyone is angry and we're finally to the point where we're fed up and we're screaming at the top of our lungs. Being able to have a conversation like this where we're calm, where we're not being threatened or anything, you can actually understand and hear what's going on. It's a benefit. So I definitely hope that everyone's taking something from it, just to be able to hear emotional intelligence,
And this is how you have a conversation. I hope everyone is paying attention to that. Misogyny, again, this is why I formatted my platform the way I formatted it. So you get both perspectives to see, even in a relationship, both sides. You get to see the male side, you get to see the female side. And it's just like, okay, we're not against you at the end of the day. We want to walk with you. We're all trying to succeed here. And the thing about it is, times are changing, things have totally evolved, and now women are more self-sufficient, women are independent, they're doing for themselves. And shout outs to all the single moms out there. Again, it just goes to show you the power of a woman. Those are men, and men can't take a strong woman that's capable of being what I like to call a goddess, a warrioress, and handling her own and taking care of her offspring, which is her children and things like that, without the comfort of a man, without a man. And there are women out here who are just like, okay, I'm good. I don't need a man right now. I can do this on my own. And there's nothing wrong with that 100%. So we have to get out of that mindset. And I agree with Alexandria just said, is that there are other women who put other women down. Oh, girl, you ain't got no man. You ain't this, that. And they put another thing in the industry that I noticed is that they put a lot of pressure on women to have children. Stop doing that. You've done it to Vivica Fox. You've done it to Michelle Williams from Destiny's Child. You've done it to so many women in the industry. You put pressure on why you don't have a man, when you going to have kids. And I'm just like,
I don't want to.
Not right now. I want to focus on my career right now. That's the focus. So, ladies, what are your thoughts on that? And then we'll wrap up.
I don't know. I just feel like by a certain time, like, Rihanna just got pregnant. Everybody like,
Yeah.
I feel like they put it on you to have kids by a certain time, and if you don't have kids, and you're just this lonely old lady with cats. And I don't think it's that. Like, I'm 26, and a lot of people are like, dang, you ain't got no man, you ain't married, you ain't got no kids. No, I'm 26. I have a whole lot to do. I have a whole life to create for myself. I have to go. I really want to go travel. I really want to do a lot of different things, go to different countries, try food. Like, and not saying children are baggage, but for me, I want to be able to do those things and not have to carry a car seat and carry like an extra couple of bags and pack hella baby
A
clothes.
nanny.
For me right now, because I have nieces and nephews, but I be tired of holding them on my hip. They get heavy. They get heavy after a certain amount of time. And I just be like, although I love it, I love being an aunt, I love kids, it's just, you know, I want to enjoy me, because I've never been in a space where I could just enjoy myself by myself. And now that I am, I want to enjoy me to the fullest. And that means having fun with myself or with my friends and, you know, just enjoying my life while I'm young, because I only get to be young once.
That's it. That's it. That is it.
When you take the time to heal yourself, and you were talking about breaking generational curses and things like that. So when you've had that time to heal yourself and you're able to align yourself with your destiny and what you want to do, one of the things that you have to do is go back to your childhood and heal that baby.
Yes.
That is you. You know, so I don't have any children. I have 15 nieces and nephews. So in order for me to feel comfortable to even think about children, there were some things in my childhood that I had to fix. And I had to take care of that little girl, go back and get her and heal her. And until then, you're not ready to be a mother.
Yeah.
Because that's just a child having a child, no matter how old they are.
Yeah.
You know, and that's something that I refuse to do, you know. So I say you do it in your own timing. Sometimes you are not meant to be a physical mother. And even though I'm almost 40, I have people who are either my age or older that look at me as a mother. Because just because I didn't physically have children does not mean that I don't have the mother instinct. I don't have that mother's love there. So just because we don't have that, because we're meant, what was told to me one day was you're not meant for one person, you're meant for the world.
Yeah.
Which meant that my mission, that the goals that I have and the vision, my destiny involves more than one person, more than just helping and serving a child. It's more than that, you know. I can, like Oprah, 50 million children. You know, I could have a school that teaches 50 million, you know. I could be looked at as a mother giving jobs to, you know, 50 million people. It just depends on what you're trying to do. So I think that it's very important to first mother yourself, so then you can be able to, once you love yourself completely, then that stops the colorism, the misogyny, and all that ceases once you go back and heal yourself. So when we take the time to do that, that's the first thing that has to happen. So when they were pressuring, when are you going to have a child? When are you going to and I'm the oldest. When are you going to have a child? When are you? I may not, but guess what? I got a lot of other people that look at me like a mother, and I still have that mother feel too, that mothering instinct in me. So don't let anyone force you, is what I'm saying, to say you're going to have children or jump into something that you are not ready for, and you know for a fact that you're not ready for.
Yeah.
You know?
Michelle,
Well, sure. And my situation is entirely different, and that's okay. So I am a mother, and I have two gorgeous, handsome sons that I'm very happy and thankful for. Because guess what? They are grown. But my thing is this. My thing is this, and you know what? My queens below, even my queen that's next to me. My thing is this. I've always said that's a very personal decision for any woman. I don't care if you have the body of a goddess or a stallion. If that's not something that I'm serious. If it's not something that you desire, really, And it's about timing. It's really about timing. If that's not something that you desire, if you're in a situation right now or in a moment right now where you are being selfish, which is fine. You want to be able to jump up and go when you want. You want to be able to, spend money when you want to spend it and not have to worry about, oh my gosh, the field trips are in the next couple of weeks. Because this is very true. And I wish, a lot of more people like me and moms would be more honest about what it really is and the dynamic that happens when you decide to share your space with your children that come into the planet. Because guess what? There is no coming back from it. You cannot send them back. That's
no return to sender.
You can't send them back. It's the property of, and when you really think of it this way, and I wish, for real, people would just be honest. If you're ready to vest about 18 plus, maybe 20, 21 years, you know what I mean, of yourself, then you're ready to be a mom.
Yeah.
Because, and the reason I'm saying that is because you're a mom always. You're a mom every day.
I told my mom for the rest of your life.
Right, and that's what I mean. And I'm very candid about it. I tell anyone who asks me about that, well, how did you do it? And it's like, well, you got to understand something. I wanted to have, I wanted to have children. But just because I wanted to have children, or even your mom or your dad or whoever it is, your friends are pressuring you to have children, you need to always understand they're not going to be there those nights when you're changing diapers. And you made a very great point. Was it Alex? Yeah. Alexandra, you made a great point about the car seat. That's real. The car seat, the diaper bag, all those things. It just brought back memories for me. Huge memories that I don't ever want to experience again. But it was great when it happened. It was great when it happened. But I just want to say to you women, really, seriously, take your time. There is there is no rush. If that's something that you don't desire, don't feel a certain way if you don't want to be a mom. I think, that's your right. Just because you have, I call it the plumbing, just because you got the uterus and all that doesn't necessarily mean that's something that you want to do. And it's okay. It really is. It's okay. I think it's a personal decision. And oh my God, make sure too, whomever you decide to share, the child with is somebody that you really want in your life for about 18 to 20 some years.
That's all.
So I'm done. I'm on soapbox for that.
It's one more thing I wanted to say. I feel like me personally, why I don't have kids yet is not just because of me, but just because of how I've seen like my mom struggle and my sister struggle, and just how my mom talk about how, because my grandma had so many kids, my mom had to be a mom at a young age, and my sister had to be a mom to us at a young age, and then my niece is doing the same thing. And I can't break that cycle because it's not my cycle to break, it's my sister.
Right.
But it's like I want to give my mom give her opportunity to just heal her childhood, heal the child in her. And because I feel like she didn't get to be a kid, and a lot of reasons why I do what I do, like why I'm an actress and why I sing and stuff like that, is because I want to give my mama a lot that she didn't have, and I want to give my sister a lot that she didn't have, and
it's a break.
A break. It allows her to breathe and just be like,
right, breathe, just breathe. Exactly.
Exactly, 100%.
I'm glad I tried to do this. Okay.
It's okay. You are a very good daughter.
I was telling Michelle when we did our interview, we talked about waiting to exhale. I said, this is our waiting to exhale.
This is it, right?
5 women. So, yeah. Thank you, ladies, so much for coming on and giving this amazing conversation. We have to do this again. We definitely do.
Yes.
I'm sorry. Absolutely. I'm sorry.
Tell everyone where they can follow you at, and let everyone know what your platform handles are.
Well, you guys can follow me on Instagram, and I'll do Facebook a little bit later. Instagram at not underscore. It's at the Alexandria Monet, and Facebook is Alexandria Dugas. That's where you can find me.
Nice.
Thank you.
You can find me at Nubian TV _ the fashion show. And then you can discover more about Nubian Television at www.nubiantelevision.net.
Awesome. And last but not least, you can hit me up at seasonedpeach anywhere. If you do at seasonedpeach, Michelle will pop up. I'm Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and even Google, believe it or not. I couldn't believe it. I Googled myself and I popped up. It's amazing. So, right. So Michelle Shaay, and that's SHAAY, or at Seasoned Peach.
And of course, mine's is Style by Stevie _ Daytime. I'm still in for my girl Kendra Tracey Jones right here on Facebook and Instagram. So make sure you guys give all of these ladies a follow. Please go and support them. And this will not be the last. I will definitely be talking with you ladies again. We got to do this because this was such an amazing conversation. Sorry, Johnny and Marco, y'all couldn't be here today. So, thank you all, ladies, so much for coming on and just having this amazing conversation. It's so amazing to see the opinions of other Black women that have the same opinion as you on things that you've been through, that you've encountered as well. So amazing. All right, off day tomorrow, but I will be live with Jaded Nerd. We're going to be talking about pole. So category is 6 p.m. Make sure you guys tune in on YouTube. I will be going live with Jaded Nerd. And then Saturday, we have an interview with actor who's worked alongside Tyler Perry, Maurice Lochner. And we have some more amazing guests coming on the platform on Style by Stevie. So thank you all so much for tuning into this amazing conversation with 5 amazingly beautiful, talented Black women. So thank you, ladies, again so much for this. And
thank you for having
us. Thank you. Mwah, to everyone.
Take care.